In this rather ordinary house in Chaclacayo, Peru, an extraordinary man cares for sick and destitute children. My name is Jerry Stroud. While making this film, I lived in this house for 15 days. And in that short span of time, I fell in love with more than 50 kids, all patients of a saintly doctor from America who has dedicated his life to caring for very sick kids who are too poor to be able to get adequate medical care. The doctor's name is Tony Lazara, and the house is known as Hogar San Francisco de Assis, the home of St. Francis of Assisi.
Victor's my boy. Now, Victor, somos amigos? Sí, ¿cómo me llamo? Doctor.
Inside this house, pain and suffering are nursed by love and hope. Dr. Lazara was an educated, well-to-do man, a doctor working in the high-tech world of a university hospital, who, 22 years ago, felt compelled to abandon everything and enter the harsh world of extreme poverty and weakness. Turning his back on his career and home in Atlanta, Georgia, Dr. Tony Lazara landed in Lima, Peru in 1983 with few possessions and no knowledge of the language. This is a story laced with heartache and anguish. Yet through the pain, hope burns brightly.
And this house belongs to one of the children that we helped. He had a cleft lip and palate, which was operated, and he also has trouble with cerebral palsy. And he's currently receiving physical therapy and orthopedic treatment in a local Lima hospital, and we're helping the family with that. Yeah, this is their house. The floor is cement, but not very smooth. The roof is calaminas, which is a plastic-type material. They don't have running water, so they buy the water from these trucks, these huge cylinders, and they fill buckets and they fill a cistern, which they have outside that's built of bricks. There's no running water. They do have electricity. This is their kitchen. Here. This is a bedroom. This is their other bedroom.
Hogar San Francisco de Assis is a simple 3-story building that pulsates with countless stories of broken lives that are being healed. On average, about 50 children live in the clinic home, including a dozen infants. All the medical care, including drugs and surgeries, are offered free of charge. The kids pay nothing. They can't. Their parents are among the poorest of Peru.
What did she say? Doesn't hurt.
The children are given 3 hearty and nutritious meals a day, also provided for free. Dr. Tony also pays for their education while they are under his care. Children too sick or too immobile to go to school receive daily lessons in the home by 2 teachers, one who is there all day long and one who comes for a few hours at night to tutor all the kids. Dr. Tony's staff also includes a full-time physical therapist who works with the kids every day. And the children who are treated on an outpatient basis also receive free treatment and medication. Once those who live at the clinic are well, they return to their families. Some children spend more than a year living at the Hogar.
Jorge is 12 years old, and he's from Cajamarca, up in the Andes. And he was born with a condition which is known as arthrogryposis. It is a condition, not much is known about it, but it results in severe malformation of the lower and sometimes the upper extremities. It affects the nerves and also the musculature of the extremities. And as you can see, his lower extremities are very, very short. Now when he came to us, the lower extremities were arched like this beneath his body, just completely arched, and he could not walk, but he got around by crawling. He's had 3 surgeries. Now he is beginning to stand, and he is beginning to take steps. He may need another surgery or 2. But right now he's in intensive physical therapy. When he came to us, he's 13 now, he was 11 years old. He had never been to school, couldn't read or write. He's now in the 3rd grade at the top of his class. He's reading wonderfully, he's very good in mathematics, very interested in learning, and he really has a will, to succeed. It's a pleasure to have a child like this.
The house is a blur of constant movement and noise. There are meals to be cooked, medications to be distributed, babies to be fed, kids to be bathed, clothes to be washed. Even with all this chaos and heartbreak, the house is an oasis of hope, a celebration of life.
This place, you can't have 50 children in a home without seeing, without a celebration. It is a celebration. These kids are constantly playing, like you can hear them now in the patio, laughing and playing very spontaneously. They are celebrating life. Their love is unconditional. Once a month, we celebrate the birthdays of the children for that particular month. In other words, this month we're celebrating the birthdays of all the children that have a birthday during January. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're all sitting around here.
This is what Tony has sacrificed for his kids in Peru, the warmth of his own family. Dr. Tony has given everything away in order to serve the least of God's children. But all of us can help him do it by supporting him in any way we can. He needs prayers, he needs volunteers, and he needs to raise a considerable amount of money every year to keep the doors open and the medical treatment and housing free. Can you help? Will you help? Please help. We end with the words of Elie Wiesel, the great Jewish writer, Holocaust survivor, and Nobel Peace Prize winner, who said, "In the face of suffering, one has no right to turn away, not to see. In the face of injustice, one may not look the other way. When someone suffers and it is not you, they come first. Their suffering gives them priority. To watch over another who grieves is more urgent than to think about God."